Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a bonus episode of the Taboo Tater Tots Club podcast.
Where we talk about anything that interests us, whether it just be retardations, racisms, and ice cream trucks.
Bullshit. Right now, as you can tell by the title of this episode, we're going to be doing a Q&A with somebody named, well, I don't know what the person's name is, assumedly Nick.
That's
the
your
podcast,
name.
yes, the podcast name is Two Nicks, One Cup. They're over on Podbean, probably on other podcast places, but also on YouTube. He said that we were going to do this at 5 o'clock my time, our time, and it's 5:12. We're waiting for an invite link. We're using one microphone because this one is recording our audio for the podcast, and then this one is going to be hooked up to my phone so that we can talk to the people. Oh, he sent the link. There we go. We're just gonna go ahead and turn off the AC, by the way.
You guys, how long you guys been podcasting? I'm gonna ask all these questions again. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, you're good.
We just hit our 1 year mark in April.
Yeah, April. April was our 1 year mark.
Oh, so you guys been on for? Do you guys have a big following yet?
No, not really. I haven't. I'm super lazy. I don't like to do hard work, and networking and promoting is hard work, and we only have 35 followers right now, but I told Morgan, my co-host Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan.
I told him the other day, like, something's gotta break. I gotta do something. I gotta start reaching out to people and start networking, and cause I'm sick and tired of seeing double digits.
Like, there's only so much I can do on my own, you know.
Gotta get my rear in gear.
Yeah, well, you know what? And I get it. Like, it is what it is. People are gonna pop their shit.
Yeah.
And I know it gets frustrating. You guys want to grow. Tell you a big way to grow is run the fuck out of Facebook groups and run the fuck out of Instagram.
See, I've been thinking about doing an Instagram because the only social media that we have is YouTube and Twitter, and I just got Discord, like, literally. Okay, so the Discord I've had since like 2017, but I haven't used it hardly at all. But I just barely, like, a couple days ago started using Discord to chill the channel. So I need to get on the social media grind, I guess.
Well, and you do, because that's the way to grow. Unless, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and act like me being a bigger streamer on multiple platforms also wasn't another way that I had a following.
Yeah.
Like, but even then, people hate to see you succeed. Like, I tell you to be active in that Discord. I mean, you guys are the first ones I've connected with, but if you can connect with someone like me and I can connect with someone like you, then that can keep going.
Yeah, by the way, w.gg, use code TABOOTOTS for 10% off. That gets us money.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if you remember, but we were recording on our end. We were doing like a little bonus episode for our podcast that'll go up tomorrow.
With that.
Yeah.
I told you, do that shit. That's the only way you're gonna do it. Take it, clip it, whatever you guys want to do. Take out some of the parts that you like or you enjoy, and make little reels. Put them on Instagram. Do whatever you know how to do. But the more you post stuff, like, it benefits both of us.
Right. Yeah, I actually just...
I'm going to post this episode and post you your Instagram and everything, your private one, obviously.
Oh.
I'm going to turn... What? You want
Yeah,
something else?
don't do my private Instagram.
The one you DM me from?
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just for me and my family and my little circle. But I'll actually,
see,
soon after we're done here, I'll probably make an Instagram specifically for the podcast. So I'll let you know when that happens.
Yeah, do that, and I'll tag you, and
Sure.
that way my followers can go check you out. Like that, like I can't believe y'all don't have an Instagram.
Well, okay, so I'm not a boomer, but I am like a younger millennial, and my whole shit is Facebook, and I don't.
I'm not a fucking millennial, and I'm not a Gen. I mean, I'm not a boomer, and I'm not a Gen Z. I'm a millennial.
I know, but I'm just saying that like my whole jam is Facebook, and I hardly ever use like Instagram or Snapchat or anything like that. And I know that's my problem, but I'm just saying I hardly ever use any of that, so I need to get on the ball.
Joe, I'm just saying, I got you. Like,
Yeah.
I will help you. I mean, as much as I can, I will help you.
Cool.
Like, that's me. Like, if I say it, like when you said, oh, like that was my big reputation as a streamer, was that I helped newer streamers become big streamers. It's the same thing with you know that they own a second company, right? That Dubby Energy Drink.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that they own Swift Energy Drink too?
I did not know that, no.
Yes, they own Swift Energy Drink. Because of my following numbers, Swift Energy Drink just customized my own personal drink today.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's going to be my emoji in the streaming world is a lion, so it's going to be called Fuel the Roar. It's going to be the name of the drink, and it's going to say inspired by B-Nick Energy, and it's going to be a black and gold label, and it's going to be a fruit flavor that comes out in 7 days from now.
That's really cool.
Like, they did that today. I thought that was awesome. They were like, if you want a fancier label, I mean, you could pay up front for one. And I'm like, nah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Go with the label and see what it... Well, I mean, I want to see what it looks like first. Like, if the first one's super cool, it's a comic book background type theme.
Ooh.
Nick's all about that.
Yeah. So, I don't know where you're from, but we're from Idaho. And Idaho's thing is huckleberry. I don't remember specifically where in Idaho, but they're really famous for huckleberries. And I think that would be cool if we got like a huckleberry flavored drink and call it like Spud Mountain or something like that. I don't know. We'd have to workshop a name, but...
I kind of like that, actually. Spud Mountain. It
Yeah.
kind of sounds like a Disneyland thing.
Kind of.
Yo, I heard the funniest thing, right? Some girl on Instagram said they gotta start a Disney ride called the Deportation Canoe.
The deportation. That's great.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to tell this to these guys, but I don't know if they're gonna laugh or they're gonna get offended. Like.
Well, one thing about the both of us, we don't get offended very easily. Like, if it's a joking manner, and I know you're joking, pretty much most everything goes. It's fine.
Yeah, I keep it non-racist unless it's like a public joke on Instagram that's tasteful. Like, I thought that was funny as hell. It was quick. Like, it's different. There's different layers to what I'll do, but there's also lines. Like, I mean, I don't know if you peeped my episodes, but like, you know, it's kind of very free what we talk about. We talk a lot about issues like in social media, trying to date within social media.
Oh.
You know, every once in a while we get a very intellectual comment because I like to see, you know, the people have to think a little bit.
Yeah, Morgan is really into, well, I am too, but less so, but he's really into dark humor, and he likes to make racial jokes. Some are tasteful, some are not. Like I literally told him before we started recording, like keep it to a low. Like let's try not to do racial jokes like at all, but at the most keep it to a minimum.
Yeah. You know what's funny is, I think it's kind of hilarious. Like now that you said that, I'm like thinking, I'm like, yo, I don't really know if I have, I don't really know if I have, you know, any black people that listen. I mean, outside of my best friend of 23 years, like my best friend of 23 or her 23 years is Panamanian and black, and just so y'all know, I donated a kidney to his son,
Oh.
who is my godson. So, like, but outside of him and our other good friend that listen to my show, like, and they all laugh because I'm from Boston anyway. So we make racial jokes anyway because we're the whitest major city in the United States. You will never find a whiter, more racist city than Boston.
We like to beg to differ.
Yeah, we've got a few places.
So I don't know if you've seen in the news. There's a place called Coeur d'Alene, where a massive tragedy just happened. And they think that some white supremacy ideology might have been behind it. Mostly because of how his family votes and different things, but also because Coeur d'Alene is literally the neo-Nazi capital of America.
But let me drop a hundo on this real quick.
Sure.
Right? $100 bill, right? But how many people are actually in that city? It's not considered a major city. Like,
No, definitely not.
Cities, Miami, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Charlotte. You look at Chicago, Houston. Okay, you run the map. New York, you know, LA, Seattle. Boston is the whitest city in the United States.
Well, sure, by population. Just saying, there's like so many out and brazen racists there.
Oh, I know. See, that's the thing, right? You're from like Midwest America, y'all. Like, for some people, it's just generational. Like,
Yeah.
there's just no shaking it. It's not your fault. You're not like that. It's just generational. You can't fix it. Just like when you go to Boston, it's generationally racist. That's why we've had players like Mookie Betts that have left Boston because they've gotten called the N-word in center field after making a bad play.
Oh.
That's why Oscar Robertson back in the day turned around. I'm sorry, not Oscar Robertson. Bill Russell. That's why Bill Russell wanted to leave Boston, but never did in his career, but wanted to, because they used to call him the N-word walking down the street. And there's always been a real racist issue. That's why when the Black Lives Matter marches happened, me and my best friend made jokes that the reason black people didn't march is because the only 10% that are in the whole city didn't want to eliminate themselves.
That's fair.
Them and the Spanish were like the because there's only 20% minority in all of Boston, if that.
Oh.
And at the end, yeah, it's all, and usually cities have a higher minority racist. Boston is like only 20%, if less than that. So like when Black Lives Matters marches were happening around all these major cities, Boston was quiet as fuck. Like they weren't stupid. They're like, yo, they got us outnumbered like 18 Irish to 1 black. Like, do we really want to take out the rest? Like 200 of them to like 2 of us. We're good. So it just ended up. I mean, it's always been like that. The only time we really have minorities in the city is because of Harvard, MIT. But outside of colleges and tourists, it's not like that. But me, I grew up all over the United States.
Yeah, that's understandable. Like around here, there weren't any like protests like that, but only because Idaho has a couple million white people, a couple million Latino people, and like maybe 20 black people,
And a lot of guns.
and a lot of guns. So, like literally, growing up in high school, I only met like maybe 3 black people and 2 like homegrown black people, and then 2 like exchange students from Haiti. So literally only like 6 or 7 black people in the entire school.
Well, see, that was what was crazy, right? Like, even though like my family was very, very Irish, obviously, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, the thing is, me growing up, my dad and my mom were always so very open. They were so nice to everybody. If you were a good person, you were a good person. It didn't matter.
Oh yeah.
And so I was raised that way. And then living in Fort Lauderdale changed everything. So like, and then my best friend changed so much. And then my daughter is actually half Latina. So like, at the end of the day, so much of that changed. But when I turn around and I see the way people are, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I understand why some people get upset at the system, and some of, do I approve racism? No, but do I believe that some races do not help their cause for people? No. That's the
Yeah,
problem I have.
yeah, that's kind of how I look at things too.
At the end of the day, the way I see it is I'm not racist. I make jokes. Sure. Probably not great jokes, but they're jokes. When someone is in need of help or anything really, I don't look at their skin color. Like, I actually don't.
See, and that's kind of me too. Like, when I came up with my business, and I've had rough times, coming up and stuff, or like, you just did college and you're short a few bucks, whatever. At the end of the day, the people that have always stepped up for me have always been people that were black. That's why I came from the hood. Like, whenever I was in a fight, it wasn't a white person that was gonna come jump in a fight with me. It was always one of my black friends. Plus, Cat Williams wasn't lying. Give a white boy a basketball and move him into the ghetto, and by the third bounce, he's gonna have 4 black friends.
That's funny.
And that is, he calls basketball the gateway to nigga activities.
That's very interesting.
That is what he calls it. He calls it legit. Basketball's the gateway to nigga activities. It's the gateway activity to nigga activity. Dribble a basketball before you know it, you're smoking haze and drinking Henny.
That's funny.
And you know what? I can't lie. Like, he ain't lying. Like, all my black friends I made were from playing high school basketball and pickup ball. So he ain't exactly wrong with that statement.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're about to start this. How do you want me to turn around and introduce you?
Oh, I thought we were already going. I've been recording this entire time.
Oh, well, that's awesome. I don't care. That's fine.
Okay,
You're
cool.
gonna get an extra 10 minutes of content. That's fine.
Cool. Just say Nick and Morgan from the Taboo Tater Tots Club podcast.
Whoa.
So the podcast is called the Taboo Tater Tots Club. That's the
Okay.
podcast name. And just say this is Nick and Morgan from the Taboo Tater Tots Club
Not
podcast.
another Nick.
Yeah.
I was making the same joke.
Yeah, you should probably name this episode for yourself 3 Nicks, 1 cup.
Well,
Three-
it's gonna be 2 Nicks because it's just me today.
Oh, okay.
Because
Three-
of the holiday.
3 nicks in a pod.
3 Nicks minus 1.
Now we got 2 Nicks in a pod today, apparently. I still got another Nick.
Hell yeah.
You can't escape the Nickism.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is another episode of Two Nicks, One Cup. Today, DJ, your boy, is not available, but I have another Nick filled in because my guests are the Taboo Tater Tot Club. They are actually a podcast group that I've met through my new sponsor, which is W Energy Drink and Swift Energy Drink. So we have Nick and we have Eric.
Morgan.
What?
Not even close.
Just so you all know, okay? That's not my fault. They got fucking like 7 names, okay?
Oh my god, I'm lightheaded.
You guys can curse on the podcast. I am E for everyone. Kind of like her. Never mind. But anyway, I'm trying to tell you, there was a lot of names, y'all, and I tried to do this quick because we kind of ran late, but then we had a nice little conversation. I let them get a little bit of content, and at the end of the day, now I had to remember 7 names, plus have to introduce myself.
Look, you got 85% of it right.
Hey, to be fair, I can't even remember my name half the time, so you're good.
I mean, now you're Eric.
I'll take it. I got promoted.
Welcome to Two Nicks and an Eric. This is what we're doing tonight. So how long you guys been podcasting?
We hit our 1-year mark back in April.
Cool. And what made you guys get into podcasting?
So that's kind of a funny story.
Honestly, it depends on the day you're talking about.
Well, okay, so for a while, we had been talking about doing something to help raise money because the job that I have sucks. And it doesn't suck monetarily. The pay sucks. And we're like, oh, we could do some door dashing. We could do this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, I've always wanted to do like a Let's Play channel or a podcast or something like that. And that potentially in the future could turn around and help with financials. And one day
we were having a super fucking retarded conversation. Sorry.
That's okay.
We were having a dumb conversation.
I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
One of my co-hosts, Alice in Wonderland, who's my day one, she's a top content creator on my streaming platform. We tend to I've tried to start using the word restarted instead of retarded. I'm like, you're so restarted. And people think it's fucking hilarious because everybody's so soft. But you're not going to worry about me. My people are cool. We're 90s kids. In 90s, that word I can give a pass to. I can't give a pass to when people use, the F word for gay people. That one I can't kind of give the pass to. I can give a pass to the retarded thing because it's kind of fun.
Okay, yeah, we just didn't want to say anything because, when you first meet somebody, you want to, test their boundaries a little bit and not say too much.
Well, that's why you recorded me while I was still talking to you because I wanted to feel this out. And you know what? It's cool because I didn't say anything bad because I could have been worse.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and tell me. So you guys want to make money. Mm-hmm. Are you guys a couple or...
Were we a thing? Actually, it's a ginormous meme on our channel. Don't die, please. There's a giant meme on our channel. I don't even remember how it started, but we just tell it.
Okay, so I had just.
Hold up. I got a name for your next podcast.
Okay.
It can be Nick and Morgan and 2 small organs.
Okay, sure.
I got you. No, go ahead.
I had just started dating a girl, And
You had to
I-
say that strong. I started to date a girl. Go ahead.
and I purposely kept it from Nick to talk about it on the podcast. And I go, I've got bad news for you. And he's like, what? And I go, I'm seeing someone, not realizing how it sounds. And then he looks at me and goes, were we a thing?
Oh my god.
But no, we're not a thing. I am married to a woman,
I'm straight as fuck,
and he's single.
sadly.
But we're taking submissions if anybody wants.
You guys are taking it slow with each other. I love that. Well, I mean, we're still both straight, but we are taking it slow, seeing where things go. I love that for you two boys.
Thank you very much.
You guys are awesome. You guys are really good vibes. Really good vibes.
Thank you.
So you guys wanted to make money. Gay porn was a little awkward because you're both still trying to be straight. So you guys turned to podcast.
Actually, no. He's straight. I am not. So that's super cool.
Who's not?
Me, Nick. I am not straight. I am married to a woman. No.
I'm so confused right now.
Okay. Let me put it this way: the retard that is mainly talking is bisexual.
Yeah. The joke is I'm not gay, only half. I'm half gay on my dad's side.
Oh, okay, I get that.
And then
Okay,
this retard is
fully gay.
straight as straight can be.
Straight. Okay, straight, just not getting any. Got it. And the other one is bi. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're more attracted to intelligence?
Obviously not. He doesn't know what that word means.
Or are you still trying? Are you young? I mean, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, see, I mean, you're still, I mean, today's standards, I mean, you should be older, but in today's standards, 29 is like 22. So you're still trying to figure out what you like. Okay, that's cool, we can get that. I mean, if you're happy, it doesn't matter. I mean, be happy.
His wife is awesome. I adore her.
Oh, okay, well, hey, fuck it. You got a good one. Hold on to her, because trust me, I'll tell you, as a single guy who makes good money, is out on these streets trying to turn around, is not ugly, is trying to lock down a girl, yo, it is tough.
You can say that again, brother.
It is tough.
Except for I'm ugly, so that makes it 10 times difficulter.
But you're funny, and that's, you know, I mean, there's a girl who's gonna have sympathy on you.
Also, you're not ugly. You're just mid.
Mudly.
What the fuck? I just look at it as, you know, it's all just give it some time, because everybody's gonna turn around eventually and find someone, but the whole problem is now it's hard. It's hard, because there's a lot of fabs out there.
It kind of has to be for sex.
But does it, though? But does it?
There's a lot of what out there?
There's fabs. There's some people who get the nub. You said, yeah, fabs. Those are filter angle beauties, okay?
Oh, I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, filter angle beauties.
Okay.
You take away that filter, you take away that 25 feet high angle, dude, and they look just like the leprechaun from the movie The Leprechaun.
Holy shit.
They trying to catch. Most of these girls are hard 4s and 4 to 6s on Instagram, but they got a filter, they got very little clothes on, they turn around and, you know, obviously show more than they should in some cases, and that is the only reason guys are on them like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, because they think they're gonna have some DM pictures,
Yeah.
okay, that these girls are gonna send them DM pictures, or they're gonna turn around and by some chance get her to fuck her once, but they're never gonna stick with her anyway, because girls, you're average. You're average, which isn't bad. Average isn't ugly. People forget that. Being a 5 is not horrible. At 100 people, you're in the top 50. It's not bad. But at the same time, like, stop walking around like, I don't believe anybody's a 10. A 10 is the most beautiful woman in the world, and I don't believe that exists.
Well, also,
somebody you love is the most beautiful woman. But
yeah.
I don't believe that there is one version, one vision, one version of a woman that is just, this is the ideal woman. Because you guys gotta understand, I'm 36. I grew up in the Beach Bunny era, where the skinnier you were, the cuter you were. It was real common to have a girl that had no ass, no boobs, but had a real pretty face. Seriously. Then I grew up to watch the evolution into thick, thin girls. Now everybody wants a thick, thin girl. And now I'm like, yo, y'all used to trash me when I dated thick, thin girls in 2008. Y'all were like, yo, that girl's a little heavy, Nick, and she be like 5'6" and like $160, but was like small waist with thighs and a butt and boobs. And like everybody used to be like shaming on me. Now I think it's hilarious because I'm like, yo, that girl's a baddie. She was before her time.
Absolutely.
What type of girls are you guys into?
Redheads.
Men? Okay, so single guy likes redheads, married man, what do you like?
Let's just say that I absolutely have a type, and it's not necessarily BBWs, but pretty close.
There's nothing wrong with liking a girl that's a BBW, pretty faced and a little chubby in the waist. There ain't no problems with that. Listen, I give anybody this. If your girl's got a pretty face, okay, everything else on her can change. But if your girl's got an ugly face, she is stuck, or a guy, you're stuck with that ugly ass face.
And a shit attitude.
Life. Yeah, well, I mean, always attitude, but I ain't fucking your attitude.
Well, you gotta live with it.
I mean, you can try.
I mean, we've all had those times we've dated a girl that's tried to push you, or a guy, where you've gotten pushed to that point where you angry fuck somebody. So, I mean, I get that. But, like, the attitude leads up to a bigger sex thing. But at the end of the day, like, I can stay with a girl who's going to fluctuate body-wise. Because I may fluctuate body-wise. That's life.
Yeah.
But as long as you got a pretty face that I can look at every day, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's funny.
Good at it, huh?
I was gonna say it's funny because I'm Hispanic, and it seems I don't mean to go out of my way to only date white women, but I've only dated white women. And my grandfather once told me, what's with all the gavachas, which is just a white woman in Spanish. And I'm like, I mean, they don't give me fucking attitude usually, so like...
I love that you told me what a gabacha is, being that my daughter is half Latina and her mom is 100% Spanish.
I see. Yeah, a gavacha is just kind of a not so nice way to say white girl.
Mi hable español poquito.
Yeah, me too.
I think I understood Spanish in there.
That's the worst part, right? Like, let's talk about Spanish language for a second.
Oh boy.
I feel like when people are like, you don't speak Spanish often when you're around, like, cause like when my daughter was little, I'm not gonna lie, like, I had a very, very firm policy that I wanted my daughter to learn English before she learned Spanish.
Yeah.
Because mind you, my daughter's parents are very successful. Her dad is the all-American Latino, American story. He came over from a boat from El Salvador, was a janitor, and now he's the president of, Conagra Foods, who deals with Marie Callender's, Pepperidge Farms. So he's worth like $70 million. Her mom is Carmen, and his name's Manuel Trigueros. And her mom is Carmen Trigueros, who was a top 20 chef in Philadelphia. And she came over from Guatemala when she married 16 years older, which was my wife's, well, not my wife, she's my ex for about 16 years now. But at the end of the day, she came over when she married her father. But they were the story. Her mother liked to speak fluent Spanish and not let go of the culture in America. And because her father was a big-time CEO, he used to yell at her and be like, Carmen, English, English. If he wants his daughter to know English, English. And he used to yell at her all the time because he was very whitewashed. Very whitewashed. And he understood to be successful, you had to know that you cannot forget your culture, but you have to adapt in any country you live in to the culture.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that. I mean, I'm not saying, does that mean that a country shouldn't pick up another language? No, I think it's good for a country's identity, okay? But do I think that because you came from another country, you should be like, okay, cool, I came here from Russia, I'm not going to speak English, these people better learn Russian to speak to me. I think that's a very selfish way to look at it.
Yeah. English is actually my second language.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't know that.
Seriously?
Seriously.
My first language is gibberish.
Oh.
Just so you know, your work boyfriend is pissed at you, Nick.
My work boyfriend. Hey, I mean, my wife calls him that too sometimes, so.
Wait, what?
Yeah. She calls you my work husband.
Morgan is married, Nick is single.
No, Nick is married, Morgan is single.
Okay, Nick, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, Morgan.
What?
Okay. Okay. Listen, okay? Me and my people are trying to get, real acclimated with you guys.
Honestly, I'm just having fun.
You guys are great. So you guys got into podcasting. What's the long-term goal?
For me personally, I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
For me personally, I've always enjoyed entertaining people. That's really my goal, is just to entertain as many people as possible.
My goals are a little bit more selfish. My goals are to mostly just supplement my income, but I do want to have fun doing it. I do want to entertain people, and I actually want to go to school for psychology or something to do with counseling or something like that. And so I do later on down the road want to transition into doing more mental health focused stuff.
Oh, we can definitely do that.
Not another person in America trying to transition.
Yeah.
What? Is there something I should know, Morgan?
Well, no, it's just that...
And that's Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick.
Yes. So, I used to think that I was trans. I don't anymore. Because I would never get the surgery. It might have something to do with, like, my depression, because I have really bad depression and anxiety, but the feeling comes and goes. I mostly identify with gender fluid, but people don't know what that is or even believe in it. So
it means you can wake up one day and feel like a man, one day you can wake up and feel like a woman. Test me, motherfucker.
Holy shit, yeah, that's basically it.
Every day I've known him, he's acted like a woman, so
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
He acted like a bitch every
I was trying to be nice, but yeah.
Let me help him. No, I'm just fucking with you, Nick. You good. But no, I mean, I'm just saying, I get what gender fluidity is.
Yeah.
I do. But I also believe, and I do a lot of like, and you're always welcome to come back individually or together. I like
Sure.
to do both. I'm sure my people love you. You guys have a very, have a very awesome laugh. You guys are contagious. Good energy, good vibes.
Hell yeah.
That actually made my week, so thank you.
Yeah, you are. I'm actually enjoying this podcast. Some people I dread doing podcasts with. Like, there's no, like, I'll say a joke, they don't get it, and then, like, I'm laughing. The people I know listening to me know what I'm saying, so they're laughing.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just an awkward silence. So like I gotta laugh real quick and slide past it to the next thing, and then people will slide in my DMs and be like, "Yo, Nick, he got a little offended. It sounded when you made that joke," and I'm like,
Yeah, which, by the way, I wasn't offended when you said that. Absolutely not. I was just all like, oh, yeah, it's funny you should say that.
like it got crickety for a second.
Just a little bit of an awkward laugh. I wasn't offended at all.
My thing is this, right? I believe I can fly. No, I believe in a lot of what Jeffree Star says. I believe that a lot of people during COVID came up with a lot of extra terms when they had time, but a lot of people write things off now, like being bisexual. Not you saying you per se. I'm not using you as an example.
Yeah.
But I'm saying a lot of people that have feelings now turn around and they just, there's so many pronouns to think you become a part of something now. Like almost now to identify what you are is like going on the internet trying to diagnose yourself with something when you feel sick. Like,
Yeah.
you could be a man and technically you might be pregnant. Like,
That has actually happened, believe it or not.
Yes.
A biological male gave birth to a child.
yeah, I've heard that for all these years. Dude, that rumor's gone around since I was in 6th grade in the 90s. Like, nobody has ever seen such baby or such male.
Also, that Marilyn Manson removed her rib to suck his dick.
Yo, I remember when they all said that. You know what was crazy is that as an elder millennial of 36, that was before social media and before cell phones. That rumor gained such momentum through phone calls that it literally started in one school and made its way to every school in America.
Yeah, I mean, word of mouth is always the fastest way to get things out there.
I understand, but it's different now when you're talking social media. Like, that was all from a freaking touch-tone rotary phone. Did you hear? And then
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
said, oh, I got a cousin in California. And somebody had to have said, I have a cousin in Boston. And then that person told people, and it just... that was crazy.
Yeah, it went from information spreading from like weeks to a month. Now it's minutes.
That's what it is, right? When people are like, oh, do you believe that more kids are getting trafficked now? And yes, I did a whole episode about a PSA for women because I had to get a recert from my security staffing firm. And to kid you not, like the new recert for my certification was about 2 hours worth of sex trafficking and women and kidnapping signs.
Oh, wow.
And human trafficking signs. I learned the hand signals, okay, because there's that. I learned that women now put glitter on heavy when they go on dates. I mean, girls been putting on fucking glitter heavy since
Yeah.
shit, I was in fucking middle school, but now girls do it purposely because they tracked a killer who killed a college girl because she had so much glitter on that the glitter was on his shirt with her DNA.
That's pretty interesting.
So now it's a low-key way of a girl who's like, I don't trust this dude, but if he's gonna do something, this bitch is going to prison. Like, I'm just gonna fucking put glitter all over me. Because there is literally a bathroom, and I was talking about this. There's a bathroom outside College Station where Texas A&M is, and they turned around, and this gas station, the guy's room didn't have this bolt lock on the outside of the door in the top right-hand corner, but the woman's bathroom did. And it was an area where 400 women have gone missing.
Huh.
And they haven't been publicizing the shit out of it, but it is true and real that Indeed has had people using, they got removed now, but they make other accounts, but they turned around, made fake business accounts looking for people from 16 to 36 to be secretarial jobs, then scheduled for them to come to the warehouse at night for an interview, and like 16 women have gone missing.
That's crazy.
I mean, if you're gonna go to a warehouse in the middle of the fucking night.
That's what I mean, like, who goes to a warehouse but you know what, if you're really trying to feed your family or help your family out, like, and they're like, yeah, come tonight at 8 o'clock, like, you're like, oh, well, I mean, 8's not the latest, but fucking, you can't tell me when you come pulling into a warehouse, you can't tell by 3 vans, or if there's no cars, like, either way, I'd be like, yeah, fuck no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like pulling into a parking lot in the middle of the night of a warehouse should probably be your first red flag. Just saying.
Well, I feel that same way. But you know what? Not everybody's street smart.
Not everybody's smart either. Look at Nick.
Okay.
Yo, your work wife is gonna really be upset when you get some.
You ain't touching these titties!
Alright.
Yeah, alright. Yo, Nick, we love you, Nick.
Somebody has to. Fucking.
Because I sure as hell don't.
So I'm gonna tell people, right? So I heard this girl on this reel call. She turned around and was talking to, like, herself. She was doing one of those two people, but to herself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, reels. And she was like, yep. How are they going to build alligator Alcatraz in the middle of the... Because you know it's already flooding. Did you know that?
Do you even know what alligator Alcatraz is, Morgan?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh, boy.
No.
I was actually going to bring that up on the next podcast episode. But, basically, they're gonna build a compound, a camp.
They already did.
They already have. It's somewhat. So some would say a camp where they're going to have a high concentration of people that are going to be deported in Florida, and they're just they have it. I don't know specifically where they have it, but obviously in like the swamp or the Everglades of Florida.
It's in the Everglades.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And they're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. That's just the gist of it.
I mean, just don't piss off the gators, you'll be fine.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You got pythons and alligators. And it cost 17 million people's health insurance in the U.S. $450 million. And it's already flooding today with a little bit of water. And they just opened the doors the other day.
I mean, they might as well just have, like, literal tents.
and that's...
On a raft.
Like, it's,
Yeah.
like, the numbers are crazy. And like... 30% of the women now, they're doing a forceful, like, hysterectomies on. Over half a billion kids have gone missing in the last 4 years. I'm not really for the camps. I am for deportation, but I'm not for the camps.
Yeah.
I like bananas. I totally spaced out. I have no idea what we're talking about.
About deporting the illegals and the criminals and the different things.
Deport the illegals.
Yeah, I agree with deporting like the major criminals who are here illegally and all that stuff, but I do know that it's not hardly ever just black and white. Like, oh, you came here illegally, then we have to get you out of here.
I understand, but you understand, and this is what I feel like a lot of people don't understand is, I get that. I'm a person that used to see a lot of the gray, but then right-wingers, I never believed in being conservative or being Republican. I never believed in that. I never. I always, and still to this day, you could ask me who I want in the White House, and I'm going to tell you, somebody that will take us to war if we need to go to war, and somebody that will do what's best for the country financially. But we all
Mickey
need to
Mouse?
understand. Yes. Even Mickey Mouse is a fucking horror movie character now, okay?
Yeah.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah,
Yes.
they just like the Winnie the Pooh one, they did a Mickey Mouse one.
We need to
Did
watch
anybody
that.
see the fucking Yo, this conversation is just like all my other conversations. It is everywhere. Did y'all not see the Peter Pan fucking Neverland horror movie?
They made a Peter Pan one too?
Yes.
God damn it.
There's a Popeye one.
I heard about that.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, they made two of those, two or three of those.
But the Winnie the Pooh one is part of the Disney universe now of domains that have came up.
Oh, yeah.
So the big three is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and then Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, and then they have the Peter Pan, Never Never Neverland or whatever shit, and then they have with Steamboat Willie. Those are the first three. Next year, Betty Boop comes free.
Betty fucking Boop?
I'm gonna
And so
poop
does
my
Goofy.
Betty later.
Okay.
And Goofy. Ooh, we actually have a top badge on my app named Betty Boop, and we're always like, there's Betty with that boop.
I hope the Goofy one, they referenced that one animation where it's like, murder! I love murder!
They're live action movies.
Yeah.
These aren't good. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, I hope they reference, there's an animation somebody made on their own.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to know how he's gonna kill somebody. He is probably the loudest fucking character out of all of them. Hey, Joe, Donald Duck, I'd be there for a Donald Duck one. I am there for that shit.
I don't see how that would be terrifying. Like, how can you be chased by that and be scared?
Depends on how they make them look, I guess.
But, like, if it's making that noise, you know.
I'm with you.
Like somebody's having a seizure, what the hell?
Am I having a
And
seizure?
Maybe.
Am I having a brain stroke?
Probably.
Alright, I gotta go let the boys out. I'll be back.
Alright.
But that's my thing is like, so this girl turned around and was like, okay, so she's like, well, you think it's right that they're keeping these immigrants in Alligator Alcatraz like they're in Jurassic Park? And she's like, Jurassic Park had fences. This just has natural causes.
Jeez.
And then and then she goes, I mean, come on. Canoe deportation sounds like a Disney ride. And she goes, how can
Deportation Mountain.
She goes, how can you be behind Guantanamo Gator?
Guantanamo Gator.
Guantanamo Gator. And I started laughing. I was like, you know what, like, my problem is that
I gotta figure out what the fuck Taco wants.
Okay. Sorry.
The thing is, if people don't turn around and have never traveled, I have. If you've never traveled overseas, guess what? You're not getting the same, like, pass that people get in the U.S. for being somewhere illegally.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have. Everybody's so upset about U.S., but they wouldn't get treated with that same respect in another country.
Yeah, I do understand. Like, look, in general, I'm not for the deportations only because of the imperfect system that we have. If it was a perfect system, I'd be all for it. But I do get the fact that other countries don't have the same immigration issues that we do, and they do not tolerate it.
That's kind of that's my thing. Like, nobody's trying to go fight to live in Poland.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, that's, so to me, I turn around and I just say, listen, like, whether it's black or white, you've been here. If somebody's like, yo, I've been here for 30 years, why should I? Because you've had 30 years to get your shit in order, and you didn't.
Right, but also the
Come
the
on.
the legal system is so backed up. I understand if they're dragging their feet and they're like, "Oh, I'll get it done sooner or later," or even if they just outright like, "Nah, I'm here. They're not going to do anything." I get that. But a lot of the cases are, well, I've been waiting for my court date and they keep on pushing it back, and even when they do give me a court date, they talk to me for 2 seconds and then let me go and give me another fucking court date.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
just-
how it is.
But listen, I still stand on that. I wouldn't go into a country and stay there past overdue knowing that I was breaking the law.
So did I miss anything? I was
I
still
mean,
say something.
Yes,
and then the
simple.
whole,
Cool.
I mean, that's just the part that I kind of stand on is like, other countries would have these people in a work camp for 2 years minimum. And listen, we do just as bad shit, but we just keep it low key. Like, that's the problem. Like, I'm not sitting here vouching that I'm America.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not that person. I see how life is. But I see that more, they're taking kids from their parents and separating the immigrant kids. And why? Because where are these kids going? Yes, I do have those questions.
Yeah.
But at the same point, Gen Zers, young millennials, and right wingers are so killing the cause to ever fix shit with the whole, oh, you're fighting for a president on stolen land.
Yeah, that's
Bitch,
dumb.
every land is fucking stolen.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely.
But let me put down, okay, that we bought the fucking land from fucking Mexico. I can't go buy a fucking car from you and in 5 years come back to your house and say, why are you fucking trying to kick me out from taking my own car? It's not my fucking car.
Yeah,
I signed
absolutely.
The deed, you took the money, I took the money, we went on our way. Like people forget that after World War One, we are in 1850. We bought California, and for what was it, 15 million? We bought California and Arizona from Mexico.
Yeah.
We were quick to sell them. So let's not turn around and act like but what about the Native American? I do have a problem with people screaming reparations for races from fucking before they were born.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I do
My grandfather I was very close to went through the Great Depression in America as an Irishman, okay? In Boston. My grandfather was spit on by Italians. My grandfather in the English. My grandfather turned around and was connected in the Irish mob. I grew up with that in my life. I grew up with the fact that my grandfather had been, once upon a time, the country's Mexican. But at the end of the day, like, let's spit real facts. Like, every person has taken a shot at there. Everybody's had a shot at racism. Every race has had a shot at it.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna talk facts, let's talk facts that realistically, and I heard this from an intelligent black professor, African American professor, was more white people have been enslaved in all of America, in all of the world's history, than any other race.
I have heard that. I don't know, but I mean, if it's a professor saying it, I would probably trust him.
Yeah, it's a true fact.
You want to know what else is a true fact?
What's that?
That the world is fucked up and it's never gonna change.
Yeah.
No. And like I tell my people, what's fucked up is, at the end of the day, people don't realize there's bigger shit coming. People need to get together because whether people want to see it or not, we're gonna go through a gridlock.
I do believe that sooner rather than later, something's gonna come that we're not gonna be able to recover from. And I'm not talking like COVID level shit. I'm talking about something bigger. And I'm not trying to be all conspiracy brained over here, but like...
No, I am conspiracy brained on that stuff. When it comes to, well, it is. I mean, we've had plenty of talks about this on my stream because my podcast has always been a podcast that we laugh, we talk about dating, we talk about stuff going on social media and streaming in this. But we've always also talked about AI. That's how we get our hour episodes in. We go down the rabbit hole on different things, just like, or a spider web. Like, we spider web, even us, we'd say, oh, Disney ride, oh shit, yeah, did you hear about the Peter Pan movie? Oh shit, imagine Donald Duck, like, we did the same shit. Like,
yeah.
When you have people that are knowledgeable in a lot of things, which I believe all podcasters should be. They're not, but they should be.
Yeah, like...
So...
Like, I actually have a little bit of expertise in internet. And we talk about, like, tech support stories and stuff all the time. And everybody has their niche that they have a lot of knowledge on.
For me, I do a sub series, I guess you could say.
It's a different playlist on our channel apart from our podcast.
Where I tear stuff apart and figure out what makes it tick.
Soldering and stuff.
Yeah, I burnt myself earlier today, actually. Figure out what makes it tick, how things work, what do be do. But at the end of the day, my passion is computers.
I mean, I'll tell you, I have extensive internet history too. I mean, check my browser out on Pornhub. I mean, I get to page 35 before I find the shit I like these days.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I said it, page 35.
Well, look, I'm into some stuff that's so niche that I sometimes I can't even find it on Pornhub.
Yeah, I love that for you. He's like, I gotta go to the local bar, find this toothless man or woman.
No.
Hit the alley.
Not that niche.
Hit the alley with used to be John and now Sally.
Okay.
I love you. We're all friends now. But that's my thing. So, like, yes, I do go down the rabbit hole on certain things. And I do believe, and I've believed for a long time, that everything that's gearing up right now is all chess moves to the great... Okay, my number one go-to to everybody when people are like, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist, my number one thing is, why do you think over 25 elites have built bunker mansions underground? Because it's going to become a fucking fad to live under the ground? It's not. I mean, people built underground bunkers because they know it's coming. They didn't turn around. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't just like, I've got so much money, let's just build a 30-bedroom, 15-bathroom, self-sustaining water, food, and oxygen mansion in Hawaii, you know.
Yeah, there's a reason why he doesn't live in a skyrise in New York.
Exactly.
Because he would get sniped?
Maybe.
Whether we got sniped, I mean, whether there's something tragic, I mean, literally LA and even Boston gets overseen. I mean, well, no, we don't. We're the number 3. We are the number 3, okay? People come and they want to make a statement in the U.S., they go to New York. If they don't go to New York, then they go to L.A. And if they don't go to L.A., then you have Boston. It's the way it goes. The Boston Marathon was a terrorist sign to send a message. 9/11 was still government no matter what people want to say. But I do believe that at the end of the day, when something does happen, it will happen in New York to make a statement. And LA is the fastest way for most Asian countries to attack the US. It's
Yeah.
the shortest route. That's why Kim Jong-un was shooting his nuclear missile tests into the Pacific, because from North Korea to California was a shorter trip. Just like why Trump wants to build this big, whatever, $500 billion fucking gold dome.
Yeah.
$175 billion gold dome, but he wants to leave California uncovered.
Yeah. Do you know what the Gold Dome is?
No.
Do you know what the trophy system is in Call of Duty?
Yes.
It's like that, but fucking massive.
And gold.
Probably, yeah.
It's gonna
So
be
basically, what Israel has.
Yeah, basically what Israel has, because they have the Iron
It's
Dome
the
and
upgraded version.
yeah.
The rich people version.
Yeah, the Trumpified version.
Trumpified.
I mean, Israel's thing is theirs wasn't working. That's why they want to do a gold one in the U.S. That was the big bitch, was that theirs wasn't built to really do what it had to do.
Yeah.
So that's why Trump wants to put the state of art one up. But the reason I say the grid's going down is because they just been focusing on way too much stuff this year. It's petty stuff, okay? You're worried, you're calling that there's heat waves? Come on now. We have had way hotter fucking weather than we're having right now. Fucking Arizona hits 125 degrees, but you guys are crying because it's 92 degrees in Philadelphia in mid-June instead of mid-July. To me, that's ridiculous. That is, you are turning around and focusing on a reason why you're gonna the power grid's gonna fall down. Plus, there's been all these interviews where everybody keeps saying they keep putting it out there so that the people hear it. The U.S. power grid is holding on by a thread. The U.S. power grid is okay. Then why don't you, instead of a gold dome, why don't we work on the power grid first then?
Yeah.
Because they want centralized banking. The Rothschilds don't have a banking system here. They don't have centralized banking, and that's what they want. They have the blueprint from China, they have the blueprint from Canada on how to do it, and they saw how Canada was able to see. I'm a streamer, so I saw truckers that are gifters go through hell last winter when they didn't want to drive their trucks through the terrible weather, and when the country got pissed that they weren't getting goods, you know what they did? They froze their accounts so they couldn't feed their families or pay their bills.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. That happened, I don't know if that happened in America, but I know that definitely happened in Canada.
No, it happened in Canada, because
Yeah.
we don't have centralized banking.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah, that's the power of centralized banking. Also,
You're a
the
dumbass.
power of
Little
centralized
bit.
banking is saying that, oh, Nick has a baby girl. Guess what? We want all women to be, sterilized between the ages of 9 and 25. Oh, shit. You don't want to get your kid sterilized with this, or you don't want your kid to get this vaccine? Guess what? We're going to lock your account down.
Yeah, they already tried doing that with passports, so I completely see where you're coming from.
That's what the game plan is. And then they're going to turn around and say, oh, you want to take money out to go on vacation. How long are you going? Why do you need that much? What's your plan? They're going to be like parole officers. That's what centralized banking is.
Yeah, I
dive
believe
into
that
it.
I completely believe that when shit goes down, it's not going to be all at once because they know that we still have some power as people, and we're gonna rise up and like riot over that. So they do everything a little bit at a time, little bit at a time, and it's already halfway there. We just haven't seen it because it's so small.
They're definitely they're definitely gonna take that grid out one shot, and the reason I say they're moving towards it is because they're making small moves. Okay, what like I think that they want Americans to take each other out, but they don't want to leave any ringers. Okay, I think that's why they want to. They're trying to deport all violent offenders now from the U.S. prison system, because if
That's a
the
good
grid
point.
goes down, they're not free to run around the country. That's like having a fucking ace in the back pocket too. I mean, what are you gonna take, little Susie? That you want little Karen to rebuild with her daughter Jenny and her little daughter Susie? Well, guess what? If Karen gets killed by John Jones, and I'm not talking the MMA fighter, but John Jones Sr., whoever, or Demarcus Williams, or Stephen Earl Jones, whoever, at the end of the day, the point is, you're going to take out most of your future in America if you let violent offenders. If you leave medium, minimum, and you do it that way, then you're giving the people a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
The funny
It's
thing
not.
is, they can get rid of all the violent offenders, quote, but those are the
People are
ones you
still
know
gonna get
about. Those are the ones you know about.
exactly. And you don't think that they don't think that way too? They know it's the one that are known about. But they also know that at the end of the day, if they get rid of them, then it's easy peasy. They don't have to worry about anything else. Like that's all I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, you know, they can get rid of them and it's going to make society a little bit better, but they also know that there's still going to be ones laying in the cut. You ain't going to be able to get rid of them.
Yeah. So uh, we're gonna start wrapping up. It's getting a little late, and we need to do a couple of things later. And it's really hot in our room, really humid. I don't know if you know, but Idaho is an arid desert, but it's been humid lately, and I've been
I know a
dying.
little bit about, is it Pocatello? Is that in Idaho?
Pocatello.
Pocatello, and yes, it is in Idaho.
I actually have an episode all about Pocatello.
It's funny because before we started recording, I was like, I don't know where this guy's from, but he could be from Idaho because he has an episode about Pocatello. So
I'm from Boston,
Yeah.
and I did an episode about Pocatello after the handicapped kid got shot down by the cops.
Of course
oh
you
yes,
did.
yes. That's of course, yeah. Man, nothing good ever happens in Idaho. Nothing good ever.
And then I was like, I want to come to Pocatello and do an episode from Pocatello. Like, I call it Pocatello. But we found out there's a zoo where you can fucking drink beer. They have beer tasting and wine tasting in the zoo while you walk around and look at animals. Then there's like Club 92, the strip club that's got fucking horseshoes inside the strip club. You can play horseshoes.
See, I didn't know that. We're small town yokels from buttfuck nowhere.
We're like,
We're like an hour away.
oh,
We're like-
we're that close?
Yeah, we're like 45 minutes. Or it depends on how fast you go. We're like about an hour away from Pocatello.
I can't believe I know more about your own state than you.
Also, I'm a good little Christian boy. I don't do nothing bad, so I wouldn't know anything about that.
You've been arrested how many times?
Shut the fuck up.
Tell him, Morgan.
You've been married how many times?
Twice.
Twice too
I've been
many.
married- Yo, hold up. I've been married twice too. Relax down there, Morgan with the small organ.
You're not Christian though, are you?
I mean, I'm Catholic. I tell people all the time I pay for forgiveness. And
Oh,
I
so
don't
you're the
use
bad kind of
condoms.
Christian.
I'm the rich kind of Christian.
Yeah,
Thank
there you go. There you go.
Okay, I don't try to be the bad one.
You're the lazy Christian. You're too lazy to beg for forgiveness.
I do pray every day, okay? I actually was raised heavy on my faith. And as I got older, it's kind of watered out, but I still have my faith. I mean, it's gonna fuck with me when aliens come down as my creator and shit. And that's gonna really fuck with me. I'll be like, what was it all for?
Well, see, I have an out. I believe that aliens are actually demons and there's no life out there.
And I believe that you're stupid.
Yeah, I know you do.
I believe there's life past the Arctic shelf.
What?
There's life past the Arctic shelf?
I've heard that theory before.
What the fuck's
I don't
the
know.
Arctic shelf?
A shelf of ice in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Seriously?
In Antarctica,
Yes.
there's a huge hole, like a gaping hole with the largest pyramid in the world is in Antarctica. And it's in the hole down. And it's wide open. And on the outside, there's 30 different countries' military bases that are all in a circle around the whole diameter of this, or radius of this hole. I don't know, almost like the movie The Gorge, like they're ready for something to come out. And then there's the Arctic shelf that me and him know about, where ironically every time a boat gets close to it, waves start developing that crash the boats and they have to turn around. A lot of people say that the government had built wave makers in the water so that they keep people away from the Arctic shelf, because behind the Arctic shelf is a life form that we've never seen. It's a life. It's different life forms. It's different resources that have never been tapped or abused. It is a whole It's different civilizations.
Wait. So I'm a resource?
What?
Are you a resource? What?
He said that it's never been abused.
I don't understand.
I got you on that.
Okay.
Thank you. You're the cool Nick.
Church.
Can I get the Nick 2.0?
Okay, we're ending this.
Yo,
I'm kidding.
Yo, but yes, that is something they say that I am the better version. No, that is something they say, that there is life out there that people are just not ready for. And I just feel like with everything going on in our world, we're about to see a whole lot of lies that our our parents and our grandparents grew up on, but all of us were half into the lies. Okay? I mean,
Yeah.
You knew something was coming with aliens when the Super Bowl commercials 2 years ago were freaking 3/4 about aliens. Then the next year, we saw all these different sightings.
I have a unicorn horn up my ass.
Okay. See, I believe it's all
Final
demons.
thought.
I believe it's all demons. I've always believed it's all demons, and I know that that's a weird, wild take. Like, literally, I've heard of maybe one other person on the entire internet that also believes that aliens are demons, and demons control everything. And I mean,
I could believe that, but I also believe as a Catholic, if heaven's above us, then we live in purgatory. This is our shot of making the right and wrong choices that will get us to heaven.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah. I also believe that's why, as in purgatory, you have things that can kill you, like the Leviathan and other, demons and other entities. So that's why I very much believe that we live in purgatory, and this is the life we get to make the right decisions. That's why there's good and bad in this life, because this is where we get our interview to know if we're going down or if we're going up. I do believe that much.
I understand. I can see where you're coming from. That makes a little sense.
Man, hell's hotter than I thought it was.
Yo, I'm
right.
probably driving the motherfucking bus more, but okay. I go to bed at night knowing that I've raised my kid amazingly. I'm loyal to my friends and my family, and I do random acts of kindness, and I don't hate any one specific person for any reason other than I hate people for being people.
Yeah.
I don't hate anybody except for Zack Snyder. Fuck that guy.
You hate me.
Fuck.
No, I don't hate you.
You literally told me before we started.
I strongly dislike you. I do not hate you.
He just wanted Nick 2.0.
Yeah, I want my replacement Nick already.
All right, we'll see
fair
you.
enough. Any final thoughts, you guys? Because that's a big thing I do. Any final thoughts?
We should
Any plugs?
we should definitely do this again. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We can make this like a monthly thing or however many times.
We can do it every week, every other week. You tell me. You guys want to fill in one day? I'm cool with that.
We'll sit down and talk about it and get back to you. How about that?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. If you want to do it bi-weekly, you want to do it monthly, let's take it slow. Let's not make any commitments. This is why you're fucking single.
Okay, that's my cue to leave.
Yo, so any final thoughts? You guys want to plug your show?
Yeah, just do the Taboo Tater Tots Club podcast. That's on YouTube. We're now on Podbean. I'm probably going to buy the basic subscription to upload all our shit on there. We also got our Twitter. That's at I think it's Taboo TTC Podcast on Twitter. We got.
Nick handles all the social stuff. I just do the editing.
Yeah. That's why I say he's editor Morgan in a lot of our videos, because he does all that. Well, I edit my own Let's Plays, but other than that, he does all the editing.
Yeah.
I also just started not just started. It's a leftover channel from back in the day, like when I was in high school. But I started uploading reaction content on a channel called Small Dick Daddy.
Which is very fitting for you.
Yeah. Also want to shout out our thumbnail maker. They have done a couple thumbnails for us. They just barely started not too long ago. Their Instagram handle is your underscore Wi-Fi underscore is underscore out underscore LOL.
I have not been doing the LOL.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, it's in the description of most of our recent videos. So, yeah, if you want to support us, you can subscribe to us on YouTube or here on Podbean.
Patreon, we'll update that eventually.
Eventually, yeah. And then check out all of our playlists. We have solo solo Let's Plays, and then we do
Couch Potatoes.
Couch Potatoes, which is both of us. We do a Let's Play. We're playing The Last of Us right now. And then sometimes I do trading card game openings, and he does tech stuff, and that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you for that Oscar speech of a roundup.
Thank you.
Are you still recording over there?
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do my little plug.
Yeah, go ahead.
After that little Oscar speech roundup, I'd like to thank, big shout out to my thumbnail maker. We wouldn't be here without those little cute little thumbnails. No, I love you guys. For everybody that's tuning in, I appreciate it. You know, I appreciate all the support that's got us here. We got 7 days from now, Swift Energy, okay? You turn around, you go to Swift Energy, you can turn around and get the Fuel the Roar inspired by, right on the front of it, Be Nick Energy with my lion emoji, okay? Energy powder. We're going to turn around, use my name, Be Nick Energy 25, and get 25% off everything. Also, we're going to keep making our content. We're going to keep going strong like we have. What else do we have? You guys can find me on Instagram at bnickenergy_2025. And, just like I always say it at the end of every episode, do better, be better. And outside of that, y'all have a good night. Enjoy your 4th of July's.
Yeah, you too. Bless your mama.
Please don't abuse me.
Yo, Morgan, don't let the other Nick treat you like that.
Help! This is a help! Cry for help!
Hey, reach
Get back
out
in the
to me
dungeon.
and let me know when y'all want to link up again.
Yeah, sure thing.
Podcast. Later, guys.
Later.
Peace. Are we good? That was fun.
It was really fun. It was really, really fun, actually. I really enjoyed that.
So, you down to do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were just trying to be nice or...
No. This can actually be like I said, like once a month if I can handle it with the stress and everything. Maybe twice a month. We can up the frequency.
Let's start out baby steps once a month.
Yeah, once a month. Yeah.
And we'll go from there. But no, shout out to the other Nick. I just want to say I did rag on this Nick. I almost put my hand on your head there. A lot. But that's just me being awkward and not really knowing.
If you start calling him the better Nick, I'm actually going to physically violate you. Sounds like fun. Anyway, I'm hot and I have to take a piss. Thanks for joining us, guys. See you
Bye,
next time.
guys.
Love you. Bless you, mama.